Good morning, guys. Good morning. It's Maz here again, and I'm here to share my daily outlook with you guys. All right, so the first pair I'm looking at now is gold. Yes, and like I said yesterday, gold has finally met our criteria, and it has finally fully validated the structure. So, what am I expecting from gold is to get a pullback to this point here. Then I take my buy, exit at either this high, which is the range, the dealing range. So this is the most ideal place to exit, or I can just stretch it to this point because this is where weekly is supposed to make a breakout. That's where weekly is supposed to give us a breakout. So here, stop loss just below here, stop loss just below here, and the TP here, that's for a 3R. Okay, then if I stretch it to this point, it's going to give me 5R. So this is my incoming trade idea on gold. So check and yeah, where did the trade originate from? Let's see. I've been sharing this almost every day. Originated from the monthly. Yeah. This is a very valid structure because we validated it. For those who know how to validate structure, we validated this structure and we can clearly see that our price is reacting off our rejection block zone. This rejection block zone, yeah, it caused a sweep. So after causing this sweep, we're anticipating a breakout. There's no breakout, and this is where it's coming to. So this is a breakout we're anticipating the on the what? On the weekly. That is if it's going to hold. Okay, that's the breakout we're anticipating on the weekly. Though I can see one here, though. I can actually still see one here. Yes, why am I saying that? This is a candlestick pullback, actually. I've not talked about it. I just spotted it yesterday. It's actually a candlestick pullback. So this is a pullback here. And it's safe to say gold has done a breakout here, actually, on the weekly. Gold has actually done a breakout here. Okay, so this low has what? This low has caused a sweep, finally caused a breakout here, though this is the most obvious breakout because there's an opposite candle there, but this is a candlestick pullback, so we can still regard this as a breakout also. All right, so we go lower to the daily, and the daily, based on the daily, from the daily dealing range, yeah, from the daily dealing range, I can clearly see this low that caused a sweep, that caused a breakout. Then yeah, daily dealing range is from this low to this current high. Okay, so what will prompt me to take trade off daily is until I get daily, daily coming in to create an inducement for me, right? Because there's no inducement yet. Then come back into this source candle here, yeah, before I continue the buy to the upside for now. But I can clearly see something on the 4 hours. Yeah, I can see something on the 4 hours, which is this. We validated this structure together on TikTok live stream. And then now, price has finally given us our inducement. Because yesterday I told my guys on the live stream that we're not going to take any trade until this guy gives us a stretch. And when we try to fit in this high to this low, we can see this guy inside the 50%. And that happened yesterday. Now it's pulling back. This low should be taken for liquidity. This low, price is going to take it for liquidity. And where is it going to come to? Into this point here. Either it reacts from our source candle and moves, or it comes into this rejection block. But as for me, I'll be here on this source candle, because even if I decide to get out of this most ideal point here, yeah, I still live with a 3R. I think this is even okay. There's no need stressing off over. Only thing that will happen now is if price gets to around this point here, okay, and price moves and crosses this point here, it is now ideal to put our stop loss here. Okay, if price moves ahead, then we know that after it has moved to maybe up here, we will now put our stop loss up here. So should in case it comes back, we know that we still have this range covered. Then if it moves to this point, which is an extra, then it becomes an extra profit. But the most ideal place to get out is here, because we still have the 3R. So it's a valid trade based on how I trade. So let's go to BTC. All right, so BTC is pretty simple. Yeah, BTC is pretty simple. So we can see the most obvious structure here. The most obvious structure is this guy and this guy here. And this guy failed yesterday, actually. But before this guy, there's a structure below it, which I identified yesterday night. Which I identified yesterday night. before I slept, which is this guy here. Perfect, caused a sweep, caused a breakout, left these guys as inducement, right? So should I call this structural inducement? No, I don't want to rename anything. Yeah, this is an inducement. It created this high and also created this was structure above here. So since this structure failed, the next point should be here. That is why I marked this place here. So I'm expecting BTC to reclaim this candle low, right? After reclaiming this candle low, then we should start expecting a sweep. If we get a sweep on the 1 hour time frame or the 30 minutes time frame, I'll start looking for buys again. Now, in this case, when I buy, where am I looking forward to exit? When I'm going to buy, that is if I get the sweep, yeah. When I'm going to buy, my stop loss will just be below here. Stop loss below here. My take profit above here. Okay, we still fit in almost the 3 arrow. Yeah, I'll just extend it a little bit to get to that 3 arrow. Okay, so that's where I'll be looking forward to exit. Or if price gets very close to this point, I can decide to what, just put my stop loss around here and see, because the range is still a bit far. The original 4 hours range here, because this is the range we are trading, daily range here, from this low to this high. All these are just the pullback, internal price action inside this guy here. So if price gets to this point and didn't give us any sign of reversal, right, I'll just extend my TP to this overall guy here. I still have a running trade here, mind you. I still have a running trade here. Yes. So I'll just extend this guy to this external range here, and we are good to go. All right, let's check the next pair. I'm just going to do a few pairs, then we call it a day. Okay. I don't want my videos to be too long. I don't want my videos to be too long. So yeah, what am I saying on what's it called, GBP USD? GBP USD might want to do a pullback here. I don't know, but I still expect GBP USD to come up here. This is where I'm looking for my sales here. That's my sell zone. Up here is my sell zone. So that's what I'm still waiting patiently. Yeah, it's to be a 7 arrow trade. I am patiently waiting for GBP USD. So Euro USD is already dropping. Euro USD is already dropping. And where do I expect the bounce back? Somewhere here is where I'm expecting the bounce back. Because from what I can see here, from what I can clearly see here is this is a low, a valid low, cost a break, cost a sweep, cost a sweep, cost a break. This is a pullback. Okay, so I consider this pullback as inducement, because here it did not leave any inducement. It came up after causing a breakout, it did a pullback again. Right, it did a pullback, or one can say after tapping into this zone, he moved and did this, so you might want to use this as inducement. Fine, but this guy does not have a sweep. This guy does not have a sweep for this move, no sweep for this move. So price will most likely take it, come into this zone here, maybe from here, reverse back to the upside, or come all the way down into this rejection block here, and we have something like this to this point or to this inducement here. I don't know, but we'll just allow price do its thing. Okay, so as for GJ, I am waiting patiently. I am waiting for GJ, you know, to give me an inducement, form of an engineer liquidity, or give me a new, you know, structure that's going to take and come into this candle, yeah, and we buy to the upside. That's what I see on GJ for now. Then as for USD card, yes, as for USD card, it's still a bit tricky. It's really still a bit tricky from what I can see here, because actually this is the last valley structure here that I can see, the last valley structure, and this is the one below. So it has what taking this one, expecting it to what show respect to this guy, and that is what I'm patiently waiting here. So with that in mind, so I said, okay, let's step down to 15 minutes or 30 minutes, or say, okay, the next time frame lower is the 2 hours time frame. Okay, nothing on 2 hours. We'll go down to 1 hour time frame. What can we see? On the 1 hour, it's even clear. We have a breakout here. Okay, we have a sweep here inside that zone. that 4 hour zone here, we can clearly indicate a sweep here that caused a breakout. And here he came back, tapped, moved back, and came again and used this low as inducement. For what I can see here, this is looking like an inducement. Okay, but the next thing that I'm waiting for price to do now is to come out and cause a breakout here. That's what I'm patiently waiting for price to do. If price is going to cause a breakout here, okay, we are still permitted to go down to 30 minutes, because to understand 4 hours better, it is always best to go to 30 minutes or 15 minutes. Okay, so we are permitted to move down. And here on 30 minutes, I can clearly see that 30 minutes itself caused a sweep and left this inducement here, which is very, very valid. I guess that is what it came for. It came for that inducement low here. This is where it took the inducement. This is where it took the inducement and finally caused the breakout here. Now we can clearly see this breakout it caused on the 30 minutes here. Breakout here and back into this our source candle. It left us an engineer liquidity here. Okay, came into our source candle, did something like an engineer liquidity again here, an engineer liquidity again. So this is the low. Okay, this is the low of the range. So now, do I know if this still wants to buy? I don't know. All right, but price should decide. That's already giving us a clue that it will most likely buy at least to this range or continue going down. Whatever it wants to do, I don't know. But I'm already on my trade actually. I'm already on my buy trade here, waiting for price to decide what he wants to do. So if this 30 minutes should finally grow all the way to this point here, I now have confidence that it's going to come to this zone here. But for now, I don't know. So I'm on this trade and I'll be waiting patiently to allow the market to decide what it wants to do. And guys, don't forget, I do TikTok live every day. So if you want to learn, come to my TikTok live in the morning and in the evening. So join my Telegram community so you know the exact time I am going live, because I don't just go live. I announce it in my Telegram community before I go live. Click the link on my bio and join, and I'll see you guys on my live stream. Bye guys.